Good morning, everybody. It is a little after 6. The sun is just coming up and I'm hitting the trail. Today's goal is from Mollies Ridge Shelter to Derrick Knob Shelter, which is a little over 12 miles away. So last night, Bill finally made it to camp around 8:30, maybe a little after 8:30, 8:45. So I showed you some of those clips of him talking about his day. And now it's day 2 of our trip. Day 3 if you count our travel day. And I'm starting with a big climb straight out of camp up to Devil's Tater Patch. Mollies Ridge Shelter was great. No privy. The water's down a really long side trail and it was just coming out in a trickle. But the shelter itself was really nice. So heading to Derrick Knob today. I am in a rainforest and it's gonna thunderstorm probably every afternoon. That's one of the reasons I'm trying to get out of camp early and get to the next camp before the rain begins each day. If you're slow like me, about a 2-hour hike past Mollies Ridge Shelter is this one, Spence Shelter. Very overgrown around here. Let's see if I can get a better view of it. Okay, this is Spence Shelter. There's bear cables over there. Actually, and over here as well. Fire pit. This shelter is closed right now due to bear activity. Aggressive bear activity. Okay, it's pretty nice though. It's got some benches and some tables, fireplace, and then it has this, let me go back, covered like cook station out here. So, all right, Spence Shelter, in case it's open when you're trying to make reservations. And there's something up there. Maybe that's to tie your horses up or something. I'm not sure. Okay. I'm gonna continue on and take a break at the next shelter. Check this tree out, everybody. Growing around this rock. And it's enormous. Wow. Tick City, everybody. So glad I treated everything with permethrin. Look at this. Very overgrown. Whew. Okay, I just met up with Mike, who I camped with last night at Mollies Ridge. He told me the shelter, Spence Field, is 0.2 down this trail, and then the water is about another 0.2 down. So I'm gonna go to this shelter and take a break, a pack-off sit-down break, and eat some food. I'm about halfway distance-wise for what I want to do today, but I am not halfway effort-wise, so I need to get some good calories in me before I start all these monster climbs that are right after the shelter. So I'm gonna come in here, make myself at home, and eat some food. Spence Shelter, everyone. Right, I'm heading down the water trail to get some water, and then I'm gonna make some lunch. It's only 10:16, but I made a mistake yesterday, everyone. I intended to lunch at Shuckstack Fire Tower, but there were so many yellow jackets up there, and I have such a severe allergy to being stung that I carried on. Let's see, I guess I keep going down. And then I was gonna lunch at the, I forget how to pronounce it, Elakiti Gap, where there was water, and I did get water there. That was only a mile and a half south of Mollies Ridge. So I just decided to have snacks and carry on to the shelter yesterday. So when I got to the shelter yesterday, I made my lunch and ate that, and then didn't eat again. So that lunch meal was at like 4 p.m. and I did get some snacks out later and snack on those, but that was a mistake. I'm starving today, so I'm forcing myself to stop halfway through my distance today. Here, take a proper break, because I did not really give myself a proper break yesterday, and eat a proper lunch. As soon as I leave the shelter, the trail's going to be giving me a proper butt kicking, everybody. So I really need to get some calories in me, and I have, 6 more miles to go to camp, and this pit stop at Spence Shelter between, coming down here for water and heading to the shelter and everything and back. It's going to add more than a mile on to my day today, so it'll be a 13er today for me. Some of those miles being off-trail miles, like these. Okay, I'll show you the water when I get down to it. Okay, it's a pipe spring. That's nice. Here it is. This is flowing much better than the one at Mollies Ridge Shelter, which was also a pipe. But it was just barely a trickle. It took me about 15 minutes to fill up my 3-liter water bag at Mollies Ridge. This should be a lot faster, so that's really nice. I'm gonna get some water here. Yep, that filled up pretty quickly. So I'm heading back up to the shelter now. Okay, everyone, I took a nice long break at Spence Shelter, right back that way. And I had some lunch, and I got some water, and I just took a nice long break. I sat for a while. So now, I just climbed back out from the shelter. I'm at the AT junction, and we are heading 6.3 miles this way to Derrick Knob Shelter. So leaving this shelter, the trail's been relatively gentle this morning. It's been lovely that first 6 miles. I climbed 1,396 feet over those first 6 miles today, and they were mostly gentle climbs, which was a really nice reprieve after yesterday, where I climbed, probably well over 5,000 feet, all things considered, said and done. But this second half of today, this next 6.3 miles that I'm facing between here and camp, look pretty rough. I'm going to go up Rocky Top now, so that's exciting. And then up Thunderbird. And essentially, over these 6.3 miles, I have 13 climbs to do. So it's going to be kind of a rough afternoon. So I'm really proud of myself for just taking the time to stop and self-care and, get like 500 calories in me so that I can face this next 6.3 miles to camp. So now I'm going to climb Rocky Top, and I will bring you back when I get to the top and show you the view from up there, which I think we're going to have today, everybody. It's been really nice. Just afternoon thunderstorms, really, in the Smokies right now. It's either June 30th or July 1st, everybody, 2022. And we're in thunderstorm season. So afternoon thunderstorms, I would like to be at camp by the time the next thunderstorm rolls in. So let's see if I make it. All right, I don't know if you can see all these steps, everyone. This is heading up Rocky Top. All right, I've popped out at this field, everyone. And there are a couple of views here. It's the first time I've really had a view in the Smokies besides Shuck Stack yesterday. I am definitely not at the top of Rocky Top. I've barely begun climbing. Looks like the clouds might be rolling in though, as you can see. But over here looks nice. Okay, and we have rain. I put up my umbrella. Wow, it is really coming down. Still climbing Rocky Top. All right, I'm trying to take shelter under a rhododendron bush with my umbrella. I am sopping wet from all this rain. It doesn't seem wise to continue climbing Rocky Top in this, but I'm at the top of this first climb and then it goes down from here. So I think I'm gonna head down in elevation and see if I can hunker down until this isolated storm passes. Had I known that it was gonna rain this hard, I probably wouldn't have left that shelter. I would have waited. But in the Smokies, the storms are very isolated. So just because it's raining on me now doesn't mean that it's raining back at the shelter at all. And because they're very isolated, I know it'll pass quickly. It's already starting to slow down a bit. Woo! Okay. Goodness gracious. Okay, this is the trail, everybody. First time I'm getting my feet wet in these shoes, so it'll be a good opportunity for me to test how quick they dry later on. At this point, it's a moot point. Doesn't matter really where I step. Water on the trail is flowing faster than at some of the water spots, everyone. I could have just hiked on and gotten water right here. Okay, the rain is slowing down. I'm starting to get some views. So maybe I'll have a view at the top. Okay, pro tip. Embrace being wet in the Smokies. It is a temperate rainforest here. And in the summer, the trail's overgrown like this. And everything stays wet from the last rain that blew through. So you're getting wet by walking past all this stuff. Or you're sweating your tail off because it's hot and humid. Or it's actually raining on you. So, you know, embrace being wet. Focus on staying warm instead of staying dry, because it's just impossible to stay dry. And I don't do rain gear. It's too hot and sweaty for me, everyone. So I go with the umbrella, which I still have up right now, and a poncho system. I don't even have my poncho on because it's a warm temperature and I'm not worried about getting hypothermic today. But I'm soaked to the bone. I've got redundancies in my pack. So when I get to camp, like I have a contractor bag in there and all the stuff that I need to stay dry goes in there. So when I get to camp, I'll be able to dry off and change it into something dry, which will be lovely. And my shoes should dry out pretty quickly. And definitely wear athletic fabrics and not cotton to the Smokies, because you want your stuff to dry and not remain wet. Because you will be wet, everybody. It is wet hiking in the Smokies in the summer. Woo! Okay. Still climbing. I guess this is why they call you Rocky Top. All right, everybody, I made it. Look at this view. I get something today. Woohoo! Good old Rocky Top, Tennessee. Rocky Top, Tennessee. All right, this is Rocky Top. View from Rocky Top. Ooh, look, that might be Fontana Lake way over there. That's where I started this trip. Wow, look how far I've come. That's crazy. Oh my gosh. So much grass. Climbing Thunderhead now. is Rocky Top. And here I am at the top. Okay. It's just one little rock here.
I am on the top of Thunderhead Mountain looking at me. And here is the 360-degree view of the top of Thunderhead Mountain. There ain't nothing here but foliage so thick you can't even get close to anything where you could actually see anything. Ah, the joys of hiking. But Rocky Top was gorgeous.
Between the steepness of those two climbs, the overgrown trail, and the rain, I feel like I have just been fighting to get up these two mountains today. Ooh. My time was a lot slower than it normally is, and I'm still pretty far out from camp, so I'm gonna try to pick up the pace a little bit. I'm gonna eat a snack on the way down before my next climb, but I think my legs are still a bit tired from yesterday's 5,000 feet, and I know today I've done probably 3,000 feet. My watch died, so I don't know for sure. Yeah, definitely 3,000 feet with Thunderhead in there. And I have a lot more climbs to go before Derrick Knob Shelter, so I'm gonna keep making my way and try to pick up the pace and have a snack. All right, talk to you soon. I really thought I'd be able to pick up the pace down this down climb, everybody, but it's just all these loose rocks. Everything moves, everything's slippery. The trail has washed out in a bunch of places, so it's kind of dangerous. Really steep, like, drop-offs all of a sudden. So it's not one thing, it's another. All right, I know it's hard to see, my lens is so foggy. This is my trail, just straight up in front of me. Very steep. The second half of this day, everybody, very steep climbs and very steep descents. Whew. Okay, I'm gonna keep going. Okay, I'm rewarded with a view. That was really hard. All right, everyone, this is Derrick Knob Shelter. It has a nice covered table and some bench seating here. Great fire ring and some benches in here. And now I'm gonna go get water. Okay, so here I am at Derrick Knob Shelter. I made it. Today was rough, everybody. The first 6 miles after Mollies Shelter were nice and gentle and beautiful. I saw 2 bears and a turkey. And then the last 6 miles were crazy. Basically from Spence Field Shelter, where I took a break, all the way to this shelter. It was so steep going up and so steep coming down, and all those miles went really, really slow, everybody. When I got here, there's a ridge runner, Rick, here, and he shared with me that that is actually the most difficult section in the Smokies. So that made me feel a little bit better, because I was rethinking what I'm capable of for tomorrow, because I'm supposed to do 13 miles. Bill and I are both supposed to do 13 miles to Mount Collins Shelter tomorrow. So Bill is not here yet, but he will be here, and I will show you Bill when he arrives. But it's been another great day in the Smokies. Derrick Knob Shelter is really nice. There are bear cables here, and there is no privy. So it says in Far Out that there is a privy here, but there is not a privy here, everybody. There's a toileting area, and there is a really nice flowing pipe spring here. Again, it's July 2022. So, all right, I'm gonna go get tucked in and wait for Bill to get here, everybody. But another great day, and I will see you tomorrow for day 3.
And rain, and it was just like coming down. And I just went flying off of one of those big high rocks that they had there, and unfortunately I did remember, just same thing kept me from killing myself when I went over the handlebars of my bike. I just basically tucked, rolled, and I guess it was just instinctively, and landed on my backpack, my bedroll.
How far did you fall?
Oh, 20 feet.
Oh my gosh.
I thought I was going to be busted up, but I was like, oh, okay. Scrape yourself off and get another lucky shot.
Well, maybe we've bitten off a little more than we can chew, Bill. What do you think about just bailing out tomorrow and calling it?
Where y'all parked up?
We're parked at Newfound Gap.
What's tomorrow hold for y'all?
We're supposed to hike to Mount Collins Shelter tomorrow,
Okay.
which is 13 miles away and up and over Klingman's.
Okay.
And
Tomorrow's 13 miles?
yeah, that's why I'm saying maybe we should just
thought it
bail.
If you go down to Tremont, I'll give you a ride.
I thought it was 10 miles.
Did you hear that, Bill?
What?
If we hike down to Tremont, this gentleman says he'll give us a ride back to Newfound Gap where our car is.